Hi everyone, I'm Shauna and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking all about a concept that I introduced back in 2020, and that is trying to try. I want to revisit that concept and expand on it because there are so many ways that this idea squeaks into our life. It's more prevalent than I think I ever thought it was. Before we get into it, I first want to draw your attention to something new, and that's exciting for me. I recently created a Buy Me a Coffee page, and you're going to see it on the screen now. If you have ever thought about financially contributing to this channel, this is a fabulous place to do that. Buy Me a Coffee allows you to support your favorite creator by buying them a coffee. I set up my page recently and I'm pretty excited about it. I do want to thank Katharina for being the first person to support the page. Thank you so much. And I'm really excited to launch this and see how it goes. The link is going to be in the description of every video, and you can always find it at the landing page of my channel. So let's get into the video. The idea itself of the try to try is fairly simple. It is trying something for the sake of trying it. And this applies to so many areas of our lives, but even just in the beauty space, this rhetoric is so prevalent. But we typically talk about it with like trying a new formula or brand. You know, like I want to try like Rare Beauty. Like I've heard really great things about their foundation, or something like I really want to try a cream blush. I've never tried one before, and I want to try it. It could be a new product category or like a color. I never wear mauves, but I think I want to give one a try. And also it can just be trends. There are definitely trends that come and go that this applies to as well. Now, I first realized I did this back in 2020 when I went on my no buy. And when you cut out all of your spending, the little rationalizations and things that you tell yourself, or not you, me, things I told myself really came to the fore to see how I was justifying my spending. And all the little messages I would tell myself, like the treat yourself, or you deserve it, or you're having a bad day, or I want to try this thing. There's so many little ways we talk ourselves into buying things, and the try to try was chief among them, which was a surprise to me back then, because I had never really heard anybody talk about this before. And once I realized it in myself, I came to see how prevalent it is in the beauty space in general. Go watch a product review or haul, and usually in every single one of those, especially hauls, the try to try is there at least once, if not multiple times. And we use this all the time to justify our purchases. This type of consumption, in my opinion, is equivalent to the impulse buy. And I think it's actually just a little bit trickier than the impulse buy, because most of us know when we've impulse bought. Maybe not like in the moment that you're doing an impulse buy, but at least afterwards, I think most of us most of the time can be like, okay, we can acknowledge that was an impulse buy. I think what makes this try to try even more sneaky is that most of us have a difficult time recognizing that we do it, or that it poses a problem in our shopping life or in our consumption life. And I think what makes the try to try, like it's really sneaky. We can use the try to try to justify an impulse buy, but not every try to try is inherently impulsive. Like you can wait 2 years to buy a Pat McGrath palette. Like you've wanted to try Pat McGrath formula for 2 years. Maybe you even wanted the same palette for 2 years. And then after 2 years goes by, you're like, yeah, I'm going to buy it. In our minds, we could be like, wow, like I waited 2 years to buy this. It was like such a good purchase. Or I think it's such a good purchase. But in reality, we've only wanted to try it. Like our thinking about this palette is just, I want to try it. And we've just wanted to try it for 2 years. In my opinion, wanting something for 2 years, like it's not good enough. It's the same thing. Like the length of time is almost irrelevant if the sole reason you want something is because you want it and then you want to try it. The try to try has become so ingrained in our shopping habits where wanting to try something is seen as a legitimate and justifiable reason for many of us, like almost on the same level as a replacement. Just about all of us would see a replacement of something as a good purchase, something we feel good about buying. Okay, replace this thing, especially if it's a favorite thing. Yet I know in the past I've come away buying something to try. Like I felt good and like secure in that choice because I've come to accept trying, well, not anymore, but in the past, I've come to accept buying something for the sake of trying it as a legitimate and good reason to buy it. The trying to try is really, like in many cases, is just a way to justify buying into our whims and like our desires and our wants. Like the whims and desires of the whims and wants are disguised as the buy to try. Because when we think deeper, in most cases, I want to try that thing, the best we can think of most of the time is we want to try it. We want it. Like I just want it. And that's as deep as it goes, guys, at least for me. There are some exceptions, which I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to give you an example. Glossier in 2019. I wanted to try Glossier because I thought it was so aesthetic. That was weird. I thought it was so aesthetic. I wanted to try the cloud paint. I wanted to try the concealer. I wanted to try the eyebrow gel. I wanted to try, okay, maybe not the eyebrow gel in 2019. I wasn't wearing eyebrow gel at that time. But I wanted to try the cloud paint, the concealer, and the lipstick. The brand was aesthetic. One of the reasons I wanted to try it. I heard so many people rave about it. And I also I really like the way, like the makeup style of Glossier. I think that's like a very natural, and I really think the models are beautiful. Nowhere in there did I say, or did I think about, well, I think that this formula would really suit my skin type or my skin tone, or I have a good track record with pot concealers, so I think this could be a good choice. Or I'm out of a concealer, this would be a good pick. Or I really am looking for a red, bold lipstick. I don't have any, or I have one, and I really think that this formula would add something special to my collection. No, nowhere in there did I talk about finishing a product or even establishing any kind of track record of liking a similar product or needing this product. That like it's all surface. The reason why I want these things is all surface. I want to try them. I hyped up this brand in my head so much, and also hearing good things about a product are useless unless we actually think this product would suit us. As an example, for me, something that is kind of like on the cusp of this are the Maybelline lifter glosses. Did I need a new gloss? No. But for me, it's not really try to try because I have heard good things about this, but it doesn't stop there. I've done research on these. I have a good track record with lip glosses. I have done my research looking at every swatch video that I can. I thought about, can I actually finish this in the lifespan of this product? Do I want to finish this? Yes, I would like to finish it. I like the colors. I have good experience and track record with similar products. Everything in my history and what I know about these products tells me that I will like and finish these products. And the goal is to finish them. So this is not a try to try because I'm not interested in just trying this new formula. I actually think that I could integrate this into my life and use it. And I was right. We're not always right. And just because you don't get something right doesn't mean that it's a try to try. But if that situation went like, oh, there's this new lip gloss formula on the market, the new Maybelline lifter glosses. Yeah, I want to try that. I want to try that new formula. That would be a try to try scenario in my mind. And there are so many things that I've gotten sucked into over the years. And what can really get me is if I think that thing is going to be a holy grail or a favorite. And so like if we think, okay, so back to the Glossier situation. I have no experience with this brand. They don't cater to my skin type. I have never tried a cream blush before. I had never really tried a pot concealer before. It's all like sheer dewy products. And I told myself, maybe I'll find my holy grail. My favorite thing might be here. But That, like, I have no evidence to support that claim. And we can, a try to try can become even more impactful, or even more, like, we can be even more drawn to it or justified in that choice if we're in the middle of looking for a new holy grail. And that can just be another way to justify our purchases, which is crap, because we can always be looking for a new favorite thing. Like, I had a favorite foundation and have just kept looking for the new favorite thing. And it's crap when we can't stop looking, even when we have a favorite, and we have no evidence to support our mind telling us, well, maybe there's a favorite out there. It's literally equivalent to, like, makeup exists, so there must be a favorite. Like, this is makeup. This might be my favorite because it's makeup. I'm not saying that we should never try something new. This is not my point. The point is that the try to try is often just an excuse. It's an excuse to just justify buying something because we want to buy something. Because, like, we can't sit still and accept our makeup collections as they are. And whenever I dig deeper into literally any purchase that I bought to try, or the try to try scenario, one of two things is the case. One, it is so surface. I want to try a new formula. I want to try a new brand. I think it's aesthetic. None of those are good enough on their own ever to me now to buy something. It's literally, I want this thing, so I'm going to buy it because I want to try it. Or the second scenario is that the reason is so deep, like, I'm expecting, or like somewhere deep down, I'm buying this thing to fix a problem with myself. Like, as an example, wanting the Glossier skin tint because I want my skin to look like the models. No makeup product will ever make my skin look that way. None. Like, it's irrational. So whichever, like, side of the coin I fall on, I don't like either of them. Neither of them are particularly rational or ideas that I want to buy in or buy into. And so the VIB sale and, like, brand sales, Black Friday, the sale season, any sale really, this is when, like, the try to try, I think, comes out the most, or it's most prevalent or most likely to indulge the try to try in those seasons, because the thing's on sale. So it's the perfect time to buy it so I can try it. And go watch VIB sale videos and tell me. I would bet money that every VIB sale video of somebody talking about what they're going to buy it during the VIB sale, a try to try is in there. At least one. I would bet my money on it, especially if there's skincare or a new release. I want to try this. Going on a no buy really demonstrated to me how many things that I bought using this mentality or with this rhetoric, and also how many of those I felt like were good purchases because buying to try was a legitimized reason in my mind to buy something. It was concrete, it was solid, it was almost equivalent to buying something because I needed to replace it. Like, it was a sound, logical choice, and I never felt guilty in the sense of, like, when I impulse buy something, I, like, will feel guilty about that because I never intended to do it, or, it was a bad choice. I never really felt that way with the trying to try kinds of purchases because I have accepted this as a rational, legitimate reason to buy something. And in part, a lot of the beauty space has done the same thing. And so I really believe that we have a difficult time seeing this in our own lives because it's so prevalent around us. And we've established this as a habit, as a shopping habit, as a way of consuming. And then we think our rationale is sound, and then so many of our purchases are bought in this manner. And this is where I think one of the largest problems is that we can't see it for what it is. And then we fill up our homes or our makeup collections or makeup storage areas with these kinds of purchases. And we're only committing to trying it once. A try is singular. I'm going to try this thing only ever implies one use. So we're never thinking critically about our purchases, whether we think we can complete the product, whether we want to complete the product or not, whether we think it's going to be good for our skin type or our skin tone or our skin texture. Do we have something similar in our collections already? We never consider any of these things with the try to try because it's a type of purchasing that does not ask us to. And if we don't demand more from ourselves, then we will fill our collections up with things that we just wanted to try, that we bought in essence on a whim, and that we've convinced ourselves are good purchases. And then this also, in my opinion, contributes to like the cycle of buying and decluttering. We buy things that were not sound decisions, that were not thought out or considered. And then we declutter because we feel like we have too much, only then to use the same shopping criteria to do that thing again. Our collections are filled with things we've never intended on finishing. And that's why so many of our collections are so big. And so the trying to try is also kind of dangerous or shitty because it can integrate itself into other bad shopping habits. Emotional spending and impulse spending, we can use this to justify those things. Sales shopping, ultimately, like this is a central way many of us shop beyond our means and buy things that we can't afford. And we use it as an excuse to keep searching for holy grail or favorite products. Maybe there's a newer, better thing. So I'm going to try it. I want to try it. And this behavior can often translate outside of beauty. And it's in the same way as impulse buying. A lot of us impulse buy in beauty because that is something that we know and love. But if you have other passions or other interests, or you've put yourself on a no buy for beauty, we can redirect our spending into other areas. And we can try so many other things in our lives, like fashion. How many times have we tried a brand because we've heard something good about it, or like we see something that looks aesthetic, we want to try it? Or I think more specifically with fashion are things like trends, the tie-dye, the bucket hat, the leather pants, whatever kind of trend you want to think of, the puffy sleeves or the puffy shirts. I know that's not for everybody. I know a lot of people kind of see those as trendy. Cold shoulder tops back in the day, or off the shoulder tops. We can buy books or hobby supplies in this way too. And also with food, I know so many people who try spices and sauces. Like they have refrigerators, their fridge doors that are full of spices and sauces that they bought to try. And so this creeps into other areas of our lives. And we fill our homes with things that we just wanted to try. I'm going to give you an example. So when it comes to something like shampoo and conditioner, there's a difference between being out of a shampoo and going to Walmart and being like, okay, I need a new shampoo, let's go buy one. And then you see that Garnier has a new line of sensitive skin or sensitive hair shampoo, and you go, oh, I want to try that one. You went to the store with a reason. Yes, you did try something new, but that was not the primary influence of you buying something. Had you not run out of shampoo, you would not be at the store buying it in the first place. Compare this to you already have 4 bottles of shampoo at home. And at a minimum, it's going to take most people like a minimum of 3 months to use a bottle of shampoo. Unless you're some special case, I think most people, most of the time, at least 3 months. I think for me, it's more because I have shorter hair, but we'll see on average a minimum of 3 months. That means you have a full year's worth of shampoo to use up. Then you're at Walmart, you're buying groceries, and you go, you know what? I'm just going to go check the hair care section because I like hair care. You shouldn't even be in the section in the first place. So that's indication 1. Then you go, oh, Garnier has a new line of sensitive hair shampoo. That's new. I'd like to try that. You open it, you smell it. Ooh, that smells nice. And then, yeah, I think I'm going to try it. Like these situations feel very differently. And I think this is exactly how we come to fill our homes with so much stuff. This isn't the only reason, but I think this is a contributing factor that just plays out in our lives much more than I think we realize. And the shampoo example is just one way that the impulse buy is bought because you want to try something. And the try to try is, I think, another reason why it's more sneaky than the impulse buy is that impulse buys happen like one way. You impulse buy, like you don't expect to plan it. And there's a lot of reasons why we impulse buy, but it plays out in one way. Whereas the try to try can be attributed to the impulse buy. So we see the thing as the impulse buy and not as the try to try. And then in the other scenario, when it's something we've wanted to try for a long time, we feel really secure in that choice because we've wanted it. It's been on our wish list for so long. It's like a rational, good choice. when that's not really the case either. And so the fact of the try to try is blind, like we're blind to it in both scenarios, and then we don't see it. And this is one of the biggest problems with the try to try, is that we just don't see it. For me, most of the time, trying something just because I want to try it is just no longer a good enough reason. Yes, mistakes happen, but for the most part, I do not buy something simply because I want to try it. That, as a reason of its own, is no longer good enough in my books. And I think that's really helped me save time and save money. And it's really something that is helping me change my shopping habits. So that's everything for today. I would love to hear all your thoughts about the try to try in the comments down below. I feel like there's so much that I could really, I could talk about this topic all day. There's so many small ways that I've seen this play out in my life, and I'm wondering if you've noticed how this plays out in your life too. Thank you so much for watching. I would love it if you would subscribe if you like this kind of content, if you like conscious consumer content, talking about contentment, project pans, beauty and fashion videos. I would love to have you here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again around here soon.